One. We are live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. Anybody that is coming in at this time, I really do appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so very much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. So, another game, another close game, another close loss. It's so frustrating losing all these games so close. Like, can't close out. Guys are shooting, LeBron, Russ, everybody just shooting ourselves out of the game rather than trying to get to the hoop. We can't shoot to save our lives. We don't have any real consistency. That's the problem. I mean, it's Russ and LeBron are trying to do everything. Kendrick Nunn makes a nice play, and then the next three plays he's out there thinking he's Jordan. Like it's terrible. Christie was solid, but I mean he's a rookie. How much can you expect? You can't be counting on your rookie to win you games single handedly. We don't have any starting guys. That's the problem. And we are missing several guys. I mean, we're missing Reeves, Walker, AD, obviously, but even those guys, we don't really have starting level talent. Like we have a bunch of guys that'd be really good on the bench, but we don't have any starting level talent. Out of our starting five, nobody outside of LeBron hit double digits. Thomas Bryant had 8. But other than that, Russ had, 19, 5, and 7. And then, Kendrick Nunn chimed in with 14, Winning Gabriel with 10, and then Christie had 12. But, it's just we don't have enough is the problem. And we're in too many close games. LeBron isn't the closer that he once was. He's not able to get to the hoop and get that step that he once was able to do. And instead, he settles for jumpers, settles for threes. We don't execute plays. We're terrible in the half court. That leads to us having to kick it out to Russ for a contested 3 with 2 seconds left. And Fox did his job and closed the game out. He closed it out this time. There's a couple, tic-tac fouls and stuff. It's frustrating seeing every time Fox has the ball, it's either a foul or he makes it. It's like, how do you guard somebody like that? But Russ and LeBron get to the hoop and get hacked and nothing. You don't see anything. That's usually not good. Not that, LeBron shot free throws well today, but Russ wasn't very good from the free throw line. That was rough. But it's just, again, it's when you only have 2 guys, out of it's 2 on 5 night in, night out. It's hard to win games. And we're in games, we're close in games. It's just until we make a move to go get we need 2 legit starting level talent. I'm all for getting Cam Reddish. I really like, Cam Reddish, but that's not the move that's going to change this team, right? We need to go get a Boyan and an Alec Burke, or, go get a Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, and Gordon Hayward, something like that, whatever. Find a deal, find a move that gets us 2 or 3 guys that can come in and really be starting level rotation guys. And then that'll just alleviate a lot. But anyway, diving into the chat. Braun needs help. We need some help. Look at the starting lineup. The only consistent scorer is LeBron. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a huge problem, right? Huge problem for the Lakers. We just don't have that night in, night out consistency from our starters. And, and until we can find that, we're not in a good position. We're just not. Schroeder hasn't stepped up like he once was. He's kind of been super inconsistent out there. He had a nice little stretch, a nice little run, and since then has just kind of fallen off. Thomas Bryant is not getting the minutes that he was getting because certain matchups, which I understand. Winning Gabriel is better in the smaller matchups, but still, I'm taking the Magic over this Laker team in a 7-game series. Magic in 5. Lakers are actually worse than the Magic. Lakers are actually historically trash outside of Russ and LeBron. I mean, currently, you had AD. I think this team is still pretty good. If we had AD this entire time, right? I think we're probably a top 4 seed. I think we're at least reverse what our record is. If we had Anthony Davis this entire time, I think we're at least I think we're 25-20 at the worst. and at that point you're like the 4th seed in the West. So I mean, this team, if healthy, is at least a playoff team, but it's not because of our role guys. It's because you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. We need to get some rotation guys. We need to get some solid guys that can come in and consistently provide. That's the problem. It's the lack of consistency. Man, we need players that can score consistently. Oh, yeah, exactly. Consistently, other than LeBron and Russ. Yeah, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. This is why we need wings. Take note, Jeannie. Yeah, hopefully they do something. Hopefully we get something. LeBron literally has no help. I've never seen a worse lineup around LeBron than this one right here. It's rough. It is. It's rough. It's LeBron and Russ versus everyone else for real. It's exactly what it is. You got two guys trying to do everything. And the problem is neither of those guys can shoot. Like LeBron cannot. LeBron shooting as bad as Russ this year from three. I think Russ has a better 3-point percentage than LeBron this year. LeBron has been awful shooting the ball this year. So your two best players can't shoot, and they're best getting to the rim, and you have a bunch of role guys that can't do it. It's just it's not a formula for success. That's the problem. Can't count on another 15 to 20 points from anyone else. Yeah, agreed. What's going on, Butt Kicker? Appreciate you being here. 25 loss as well. Yeah, it sucks. It's rough. It really is. We need a 3-level scorer badly. That's why I really like the idea of Terry Rozier. I really do. We don't. The problem that we have, and I've reiterated this several times. I've said this, I don't even know how many times at this point. Problem is we don't have a guy that can just get a bucket, right? And we need that badly. Like Russ can get a bucket because he can just get to the rim, use his athleticism. But he can't, he's not a guy that can off the dribble, catch and shoot, or, do a little jab step, cross move, splash, right? Like he's not, like, we don't have anybody like that. Even Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker is, again, a guy who's catch and shoot, or he's like, let me just drive to the rim, use my athleticism, and try to, get a layup. Austin Reeves, same thing. He's not a guy, like he can get a step or two, whatever, but you can't really just give him the ball and let him just go to work. We need a guy like a Terry Rozier or something like that. Terry Rozier is not, this big, sexy highlight type of guy, but he is a guy that you can give him the ball and he can just go to work. Like he can just create and get a bucket, but he can also play off the ball and go get a catch and shoot three, stuff like that. We really need somebody like that badly. We don't have that. Someone bring Dr. Buss back to life. This is a disaster. LeBron also got to stop thinking he is Steph. 9 threes is way too much. That's my problem too. Like he's got to stop shooting himself. Like we're shooting ourselves out of the game. But we do it more times than not. More games than not. We just are jacking up threes. Being careless, it's just you're not winning basketball games that way. You're just not. Like they got to get it back. They got to figure it out. Do what you got to do, but figure it out. They really do. It is. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating, to say the least. Normally, I would get on Braun for being 2 of 10 from 3, but he literally can't drive because he gets collapsed on by 3 defenders. And that's the only people left to kick it out. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's rough. I mean, I don't really blame Russ for most of those threes. Like almost all the threes he took were in like desperation threes, right? Like especially the last 3 towards the end of the game, and he made 2 of them. So that was nice. But like it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't have to get all the way down to the shot clock and then try to kick it out. It's just, LeBron's just he's shooting so poorly. That's the problem. If we didn't have LeBron, we're getting blown out by 30. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. LeBron's the only reason these games are close. Russ has been solid. Russ is doing his thing too, but LeBron's the one that's playing to the level that keep us in the game. Russ played all right, but his ISO ball hurts us. Same with LeBron's ISO ball from 3. Yeah. But that's the problem. It's like, what are your other options? I get it. You're not wrong at all. Like you got, like, it's basically you go, I go with Russ and LeBron. Problem is that like we don't have anything else. Like if we had another guy or two, it could be a different story, but we don't. And it's just, that's a huge problem for us. Huge problem for us. Kings had a simple game plan. Just switch everything and load up. Yeah. It was simple and it was effective. If we didn't have LeBron, are we actually worse than the Rockets? Probably, yeah. I've never seen a team full of guards in my life. It's actually funny. It is. It's just it's terrible. It really is. No size at all. None. Kings had no Sabonis, and the Lakers still got slapped. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we're missing half of our team. Like to think like Austin Reeves wouldn't have made a difference. Of course, he would have. Would Lonnie Walker have made a difference? Of course, he would have. Would Anthony Davis have made a difference? Absolutely. You're missing all three of those guys, right? It's like that's a big difference. And especially with like Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves have been our two best 3-point shooters this season. So, you're missing the only two guys that are knocking down threes from any consistency. So when you have that, but I thought it was funny, like, there like twice the announcers were like, "Oh, the Kings are short-handed and they're fighting against the Lakers," and it's like, aren't the Lakers short-handed too? Like, isn't this two short-handed teams? Like, they made it sound like Lakers were full strength, full healthy, like, and the Kings were just fighting hard to stay in the game, and it was like, I was like, yeah, all right. I hope Jeannie is happy when LeBron requests a trade in the summer and she's forced to blow up a team. I hope they do something. Like, I mean, look, I made a video about it yesterday. Like, no teams are making trades right now outside of Noah Vonleh being traded for a roster spot, basically from like the Celtics and the Spurs trade. There haven't been any trades because teams aren't in a rush. We're still 3 weeks away from the trade deadline. And so teams aren't in a hurry. There's teams bidding for different things. There's not a bunch of sellers right now. There's a very small pool of actual tradable players right now. And you have this giant pool of teams that are trying to get all those players. So the Lakers are one of the teams that have the worst amount of assets that are tradable. So it's not a good position for the Lakers to be in. And so I don't think I even said it in the video. I don't think anything happens until we get closer to the trade deadline. I think, hopefully, within like the next 2 weeks, maybe we get something done. But I think realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like literally the final hour before we pull something off. Maybe we do like the Cam Reddish trade or something in between now and then. But I think realistically, if we're going to do like a real trade that makes us better, it's not going to happen until probably the trade deadline. And it'll probably be like whatever team was left over, right? Like, so maybe it's Bojan, maybe it's the Hornets deal, maybe it's Spurs. It's going to be whatever team just says, okay, like we want the expiring salaries, and no other team has the expiring salaries that the Lakers have. So we value the cap space more than the picks. That's ultimately what it's probably going to come down to, would be my guess. Well, Jeannie ain't trading the picks to help the team, so I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. I mean, so like there have been a lot of conflicting reports about that, right? Like, obviously you heard the report. The problem is that report was from like an anonymous GM or whatever. And like I even say in the video, like, take it with a grain of salt, because I hate those kind of reports, but it is something that was reported that impacts the Lakers, right? But Dave McMenamin made a video, or made a report that said that the Lakers are willing to trade, that the Lakers will trade the picks if they find players that impact the next 2 or 3 seasons. Like, they don't want to trade for a player that's just like this year and next year. They want like a trade that they either want another star, or they want a trade that makes sense, not just for this season, but for the next several seasons. So maybe that's the Hornets deal. Maybe it's the Pacers deal. Maybe it's one of those deals. We'll see. Only time will tell. Ham should have put none early in the fourth. He's cooking. Why sub him out for Pat Bev? Because he just gets carried away. Like, it's happened every game since he's gone on these like this little stretch. The last like 5 games, Darvin Ham's had to pull him because he just gets carried away. Like, he'll knock down a 3, and then he'll get a little nice little move, boom, mid-range, knock it down, and you're like, all right, none. And then the next play, he's like going after like 3 guys, doing some spin move, fade away, like, and you're just like slow down, dude. And he's done it every game. And every time he does it, Darvin Ham takes him out of the game. It's happened literally the last like 5 games. Russ was right. He's having fun out there. because he was smiling after the fourth quarter turnovers. I mean, that's just Russ, though, too. Does the Lakers even run need plays? It does. It doesn't feel like it sometimes. AD's injury, 80 injuries since 2011 have killed us. We now rely on a rookie 2-point per game career average to win us games. Yeah, it's rough right now. It really is. It really is. Our bigs are getting cooked. Only big we got that don't get cooked is AD. Yeah. It seems like the offense is freestyle. It is in a lot of ways. I mean, you have LeBron and Russell Westbrook, so you're going to put the ball in their hands and have them make a play more times than not. That's kind of what every team LeBron's ever been in or been on is. It's LeBron's the system. That's just kind of how it's always worked. It honestly seems like Ham don't run plays. It's because he doesn't really. Again, it's give the ball to LeBron and let him make a decision. Give the ball to Russ, let him make a decision. Thomas Bryant has now stooped to being a liability. Like, what is he doing out there? Nah, he can almost 7-footer so bad at paint defense. He's never been a good defender. Like, he's never been a good shot blocker or anything. Like, that's never been the case. Even when he was playing, like, even when he was giving us 25 and 20, right? Like, he still wasn't playing good defense. It's just the last few games have been bad matchups. That's why they've gone Wenyen Gabriel over Thomas Bryant, because he's having to play against smaller guys, which is it's already hard for him to guard to play defense. But when he has to defend a 6'8" guy, it makes it that much harder. So that's why Wenyen Gabriel's gotten so much run the last few games. Like tonight, if Sabonis played, Thomas Bryant would have played probably most of the game. This roster needs big wings and a little shooting and all things we don't have. We need a lot of things, that's for sure. Seriously, we need to make a move. We're running out of time. Agreed. We need to get something done. There are no plays you can run. We don't have the personnel. That's true too. Kind of hard to make run plays. Memphis is on an 11 straight wins. I guess Lakers will help them get 12 straight. Probably. But I mean, those are always like the kind of trap games. You know what I mean? Like, Lakers look terrible. Memphis is on a great run, and all of a sudden they end up pulling it out. So if AD gets hurt again this year, it's over. Agreed. AD is the only thing outside of a trade that can turn it around. Agreed. Lakers paint defense non-existent without AD. Facts. Absolute facts. If we don't make a trade, it might be too late. These losses are adding up. Agreed. The only thing that gives some confidence, I guess, is that, the play-in worst case scenario, even if you don't make the playoffs, like, you could be the play-in teams are probably going to be 6-7 games under 500 anyway, just the way this season has been shaping up. So realistically, the Lakers could still make the play-in and be off to the races, but you don't want to be in the play-in, right? You want, especially with LeBron James and AD, you want the rest. You want to get into the playoffs so you have that extra day or two of rest before you got to go and play, whoever you play. Last thing you want to do is end up squeezing in, being the A seed. Now you got to go play like the Grizzlies or Denver, a day after you just got it. So, you're, instead of you playing a 7-game series, you might as well have played an 8-game series. Like, it's rough. And the other team got to take one night off. Like, LeBron can be a good closer if we had functional half-court offense. He can drive to the hoop when the defenses can collapse on him and force a bad shot or pass the players in the corner. I mean, look, I don't put it all on LeBron, but decision-making hasn't been that great this year in crunch time. Like a great example was with like a minute 20 left or a minute 30 left, like Huerter knocks down the three. Like it was the back and forth. We had the lead, they had the lead, we tied it, they tied it, going back and forth. Huerter knocks down the three, and then LeBron, 5 seconds into the shot clock, jacks up a three. Like, that has nothing to do with the other guys. It has nothing to do with the spacing. Like, that was just a bad shot. You're 2 of 7 at that point. Get a nice play, try to set something up. And then if all else fails, there's a couple seconds left in the shot, then pull up. It's just things like that. LA is about to become a Clippers city. It never. The Clippers are worse than the Lakers. And they have a much better roster than the Lakers. Much better. If we switched LeBron, like if we switched rosters and had LeBron James with that Clippers roster, the Clippers would probably be the best team in the league right now. This is the importance of AD. Yeah, facts. We need to trade ASAP. Facts. That sucks. Yeah. Yes, to put it lightly. This team needs wins bad. Agreed. You were right. LeBron had a good shooting game last game. Then he shoots those damn shots on top of the isolation ball and Russell LeBron. Yeah, it happens every time. Every time. What Tyler's referring to is the last live stream when LeBron shot, what was shot like 60% from three, whatever. I said my problem is every time he does that, he shoots like 10 threes, and he ends up not having that kind of game, and that's what it is here. LeBron James, go out now in LA is useless. Hard work, bro. You can't trade LeBron this season. I know, right? Seriously, run some plays. I've never been this mad over a loss. Had a 8-game parlay for 19,000. Damn. And Lakers choked. Damn, tough. Yeah, we got to get that W. Agreed. If we had Waynes out there, we would win the game. Yeah, I mean, if we had half of our roster out there, we probably would have won that game. With AD, we're clearly better than the Kings. Agreed. Because I mean, this is now 3 games that like we were in the games, we just didn't have AD. And one of them we actually won. It's not healthy for the heart watching Russ ISO. The reason this team will never succeed is AD and Russ. The reason being AD takes up a superstar contract and plays half the season, millions wasted, and Russ is $47 million wasted money. Yeah, it's rough. The Keen starters murdered our starters. Yeah, facts. I mean, when you only have one guy in double figures in your starting lineup, that's usually not a good sign. Darvin Ham is awful. Dennis and Bryant have been red hot for us, and he doesn't play them. Dennis has been terrible the last 3 games. He was red hot, and so was Thomas Bryant. They haven't been the last few games. And the last, 2 games at least, Thomas Bryant, it's been bad matchups for Thomas Bryant. Really bad matchups. Genie don't want to move those picks, so at the end of the day, there will be no more that is coming. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. Russ is great and all, but he's worth no more than 12 to 15 million. We could get 3 players good with that money. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but unfortunately, that's what we're with. That's what we have. These losses starting to weigh heavy. I mean, I'm with you, Gregory. It's rough. No trade means no playoffs. It's very likely. If the front office isn't going to make any deals by trade deadline, an 80%, I'd rather Braun break Kareem's record and then sit the rest of the season. Don't risk any major injuries anymore. I wouldn't blame him if that did happen at all. I wouldn't blame him at all if that happened. It's obvious management has already given up on the season. We need help. Again, it takes 2 teams to trade. That's something that people need to understand. Oh, I see so many comments like this that are like, the Lakers, clearly the Lakers don't want to make a trade. Clearly, nobody's made a trade. Nobody. You don't think teams are negotiating. You don't think teams are talking. You don't think teams are trying to improve the roster. We get reports every day, not just for the Lakers, for everybody. Teams aren't in a rush to make a trade. They have 3 weeks to figure it out. And you have all these teams putting in offers and all this stuff. All the asking prices are insanely high right now. Teams want a first for Noah Vonleh or something like that. You're just like, what? That makes 0 sense. Because teams don't need to. No team is trying to help the Lakers. I wish that the Lakers could, Rob Pelinka could just call the Hornets and be like, hey, we're going to give you Russ, and we're going to take PJ Washington, Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, and Gordon Hayward, and we're not giving you any picks, and that's how this is going to work. Click, and the Hornets go, okay, sure. We all wish that could happen. That's just not how it works. So it's probably, like I said, it's probably going to be a while. Russ and Braun have to ISO when they switch everything with no shooting yet. That's the problem. I've never seen how much we need AD until now. We for real can't win clutch games without him. Yeah, I mean he's as much as I hate to say it, he's our best player. Sounds like a familiar saga. Lakers lose again. Yeah, it's a rerun every game. Weeks and weeks ago go on and still no trade. Yeah, like I said, it's probably going to be if they do a trade, it's not going to be till close to the trade deadline. I 100% agree. AD is the difference between being a bottom four versus a top four. But even at that, we'll rely on AD, Brown, Russ to do everything. Yeah, but I mean, it's easier to have three guys do everything than two guys, and especially when AD is your best defender. You go from like being like with AD, you go from being like a top 15 defense to a bottom two defense. Like it's a big difference. Uh, they're 500 without AD, but against the top teams, it's harder to win without him yet. It's really frustrating that Lakers can't take advantage of the West standings. I'm with you. I'm with you. We need to start running plays in the games more. Too many ISO, too many BS plays where we get switched and we get exposed because lack of size opposed teams. That's the problem. We don't have the personnel to do that. Like I want them to run plays too, but they don't have. The problem is they just don't have anybody. Lakers starting five, only Braun in double figures except for the bench. Yeah. I hate when people say Braun can't close. Maybe if we had players in the corner who could shoot, where defenders can't sag off into the paint to triple team him, that would be easier for him to finish around the rim. Yeah, but it's also poor shot selection too. LeBron has always been surrounded by wings and shooters. That's how you win with Genie and Rob. Yeah. Russ ranks 151 out of 151, and LeBron is 150 out of 151. And we are relying on them to take our threes. Yeah, exactly. They're terrible. They're terrible. I just can't believe we lost with them with their best player. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we're missing half of our roster. We're missing three of our five best guys. Braun can't keep jacking up threes. Russ had fun, though, yeah. Good teams win in the clutch. Very true. Very true. LeBron 3-point shot is gone. I don't know what happened since last year. He's a 3-point liability. Now he can't shoot 10 threes. Exactly. That's a huge problem. Huge problem. KCP cooking right now. Kuz having a criticism. Yeah, KCP's shooting like what? He's shooting like 45% from three or something crazy. We have a guy that can go get a bucket. His name is AD. That's why he's so important to this team. Yeah, but he's not a 3-level scorer. He hasn't been since the 2020 season. Talk about a guy that you could just, here's the ball, go get a bucket. You don't need any setup. You don't need anything. Or a guy that could, you can get the rebound and just go. Like, go create. Braun never had 3-point shot, though. He was always mediocre at it. Now he's shooting 10 a game. Makes zero sense. Yeah. Do you think they will make a move before AD comes back? Why did Braun take that three with 10 seconds left on the shot clock with 38 seconds? I don't know that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just stuff like that is frustrating. If they do, it'll be like Cam Reddish, but I think realistically, probably not. I mean, it depends on when AD comes back. I do think they make a move before the trade deadline. I don't know, like, what that move is. I don't know. Is it going to be a big move? Maybe. Is it going to be a move that's, or is it just going to be as simple as Cam Reddish? Maybe. I don't know. But I do think they make a move at some point. I think they do something, even if it's just Cam Reddish for 2 seconds or something, or, whatever. I do think they do something. If I'm being honest, I think the most likely trade is going to be the Bojan trade. I do think the Lakers will end up coughing up that unprotected first. Look, I get we don't want Braun shooting all those threes, but he has to take them. He doesn't have to take that many. Cut it in half. He needs to be shooting no more than 5. Yeah, see, like 5 a game. Not shoot like 5 a game, whatever. Or at least pull up from the mid-range, like your shots falling flat, pull up from the mid-range. At this point, put Russ back in the starting 5. The problem is that, like, if we do that, our bench is gone. So you're going to have – it's the same thing. We just don't have enough. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we beat the Grizzlies. That's usually how it goes. You got a team that's like super hot, a team that's just like really struggling, and then that team comes in and gets the W. Darvingham not playing none until the last second was wild. He was a plus 17 on the bench. Yeah, but he was just acting silly. Like every time that guy gets like a little confidence, he just starts getting carried away, man. Other starting lineup, but yeah, I mean, it did in the beginning of the season. It's just right now we could really use him, and it's just the problem is without Russ, our bench is non-existent. Hit that like button. Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yes, if you haven't, hit that like button. It only takes a second. I really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm sure there's some of you that aren't subscribed, and I'm sure there's some of you that haven't hit that like button. So if you would just take a second to do that, that would be awesome. Thank you. LeBron should take 4 to 5 threes max game, like last night, an exception when he's 5'10" or something like that. Yeah, like if he's knocking them down, but if he starts the game like 1 of 5, stop shooting the ball. But if you're feeling it, you're having a good night, you're knocking down some threes, then yeah, keep shooting it. For Dennis, hell no. I'd understand if it was a real starting point guard on our team outside of Russ. Yeah, we need you gotta Russ does deserve to start without a doubt, but you got the problem is that like our bench is non-existent. Like if Russ doesn't come off the bench, we're a team in a lot of trouble. Troy coming in hot with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Troy. I really appreciate that. I don't know if you were trying to leave a comment. If there was something attached to that, then I'll keep an eye out. If you want to just leave the comment, I'll keep an eye out for your name. But if you were just giving me $5 just for the appreciation of it, well, then thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Seriously, Troy. Thank you. That was very kind of you. Yeah, Dennis and Brian have been awful lately. Dennis and Bryant were hot. Why did they stop playing them? It's like the other players aren't doing any better because they have been playing them. They've just been bad. Sacramento always beats us, bro, for real. It's rough. If Genie really wants to save those first, trade none and 2 for Cam, and have 2 for Jason Richardson, go off that. I wouldn't mind that. That would be great. Thank you so much, Troy. I just saw your comment. My pleasure. Thank you so much. But yeah, like I wouldn't mind something like that, even if they did a move like that. I think that's something. I think at the bare minimum they do something like that. That's my guess. Being a Laker fan is supposed to be fun. What is going on, Tyler? I feel it. Believe me, I feel it. It is. It's rough, man. It's rough. I want like a live, I want to go, like, can we just go on like a 6-7 game win streak? The live streams are always better. We're all hyped. We're all excited. We're feeling good. There's usually more people in the streams, like, because people are excited. Like, it's just the vibe is just so much better. We need to get back to that. Hopefully when AD comes back, that'll happen. No, I knew what you mean, Zach. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. The first 5 off the bench play better than the current starting 5. Seriously. Yeah, the announcers were biased today. It was awful. Yeah, because they were keen. It was a Keens broadcast. Depending on where you watch it, but like mine that was playing was a Keens broadcast, so it was the Keens reporters, and they were like, "Oh yeah, the Keens are they're shorthanded today and really keeping around." I was like, "Aren't the Lakers shorthanded too?" Evian, not enough clutch players at the end. Yeah, seriously. No, they had only been on the floor for like 5 minutes as a group. Rotations are terrible. It is, but again, I mean, when you're missing half of your team, it's rough. We do need a trade, definitely. Tyler, what do you think Genie is going to do? This team needs a lot of help. I really do think they make a trade. I really do. It maybe when the trade deadline's over, maybe I have egg on my face and it's like they didn't do nothing. But I do think they're going to do something. I think they're going to do something, just even if it's just like a minor move to show face, like Zach was saying earlier. Like I could see them doing something like that, going and getting Cam Reddish, going and getting like Josh Richardson, or get a couple guys for a couple seconds, right? I think at the bare minimum they do that. I think at the bare minimum they go get like 2 or 3 guys for second round picks, and that's the trade that they do. I'm hoping that they do a bigger trade. I'm hoping they do like a Boyan, Alec Burke, or go get Boyan and then maybe do another trade for whatever. Maybe a Spurs trade. Maybe you get Josh Richardson and Jakob Poeltl, and now you got Boyan, Richardson, and Poeltl. Like, I think that's enough to put the Lakers in a really good position to make a push. I do think the Lakers do something, but I mean, only time will tell. Here we go again. I know, seriously. Yeah, exactly, KB. Those are keen announcers. Russ owns the franchise. Yeah. Light the beam, unfortunately. If we do leave, we'll see how bad this front office is. Yeah, seriously. That was a time to get Bron more rest. There was no need to sub him in there. Yeah. Rotation's not going to be perfect when y'all people are injured and each opponent is different. Exactly. Facts. Exactly. They just had size on us. It's a commonality, right? It's like every team has size in us. Even a little trade like Cam Reddish would be nice to do something. I like I said, I think they do. I think they at least do something like that just to show face. Like, oh, hey, we didn't do the big trade, but hey, we got this guy. Like, like that would be my guess. That's probably what they end up doing. Every position they were taller than us. What Lakers could match at. The take foul should be eliminated in the last 10 seconds. Seriously, dude, I was saying the same thing. I was texting one of my buddies, and we're watching the game live, and when that take foul happened, I was like, under a minute, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, I was like, they need to get rid of that under a minute. I understand during the duration of the game, but teams are trying to foul deliberately. What the situation is. You're trying to do that. Like, that's part of the game. Like that should just be completely eliminated, or under 30 seconds or something like that. If it's not a minute, but I think the last minute, because they can't do the take foul. So it was a clear path is what they got him for. They said it was a clear path foul. Because a take foul under 2 minutes, because they just made that rule this year. Under 2 minutes, you can't do the take foul or whatever. But I think, if it's under a minute, under 30 seconds, like, the fouls are just the fouls. Unless it's like, obviously, if it's like a flagrant or something like that, then yeah, then that's fine. But something like that situation, that should not be the deciding factor of the game. Like, where they get 2 free throws and the ball, like, the game's over now. Yeah. Oh, okay. You did make the correction to the clear path. Yeah. This is a throwaway season. I mean, come on, look at our roster. All she cares about is LeBron passing Kareem. I hope not. I really hope it's not. Anybody else peep LeBron address Russ during the last 3 minutes? I did not. I was also setting up the stream, so the last minute and a half or whatever. The clear path was brutal. Yeah, agreed. I agree. Do something. Front office needs to show fans they're there. Yeah, I'm with you. Can't do it. Can't do it right now. You could probably do it in the offseason. Nah, bro, it's over. Why make a trade just to have slight chance of clawing our way back into the playoffs? Because it's not even just about this season, right? So, let's say we do a trade. Let's just suggest, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but let's say we did a trade for Alec Burke, Bojan Bogdanovic, right? We go get that. Let's say we trade Lonnie Walker, Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverley. Boom. We get Bojan and Alec Burke. Even if we don't make the playoffs, right? Like, even if we don't do that, it doesn't matter. It's not just for this season. We only have $30 million in cap space, which means you're going to get 1, maybe 2 guys at the most. But the Lakers have enough to where they could get 3 or 4 guys. So if you could do a deal now to where you could get some guys, then worst case scenario, even if let's say you don't make the playoffs, or let's say you do make the playoffs, but you get swept in the first round, whatever, right? It's not about just this season. It's about next season. Because now, let's say they don't make the playoffs. Well, now you have a full offseason, a full training camp, and a full preseason to get, Bojan and Alec Burke and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And if you re-sign Russ, then Russ, now you have those 5 guys that are your core pieces for the next 2-3 seasons. So it's not even just about now. Like even if the Lakers are out of contention, like let's say the Lakers were, it was mathematically impossible for them to make the playoffs, you still do the trade if it's the right trade. I mean, look who we have though. What production do we really get? Yeah, exactly. I really think with ownership, when Dr. Buss was still alive, men have a gambling gene. Women are more conservative. I think if Mr. Buss was still here, those first would have been 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, well, and yeah, yes, men do usually are the gamblers, right? We are the ones that usually take the risk. We're the more risk takers. But Dr. Buss, like that was his thing. Like, where the Lakers will figure it out, right? Like he was a gambler, right? Like he loved the nightlife, he loved the women, he loved the cars, he loved the fast life. He didn't care. Like if we got to give up two first, give up both first. Where Jeannie is a lot more conservative, but she's also not the one really making this. Kurt and Linda Rambit, like she's talking to everybody, but like the people she hired. Like either let the people you hire do the job, or just or have Kurt Rambis be your GM. Because there's been 3 times that we know of that Rob Pelinka had an opportunity and was going to get something done, and Jeannie shot it down. Like the amount of games we lose by 5 points is insane. Dude, we'd probably be like 30-5 right now. Like if we won all the close games. I feel like it's too late to trade Tyler. What do you think? I definitely don't. Like I said, even if it doesn't do anything right now, if you find the right trade, it's not even just for this season. It's for the next several seasons. Because like if you can find a move that makes a move, but we're not that far out. It's never too late until it's too late. If we were like 10 games out of a play-in spot, then yeah, it's probably too late, right? Because there's just so much ground you have to cover. You're counting on other teams to lose a bunch of games. But you 3 games out of a play-in spot, and 3.5 games out of a playoff spot, it's not too late. You could easily go on a 5, 6, 7 game win streak with the right trade, the right move. All of a sudden you're the 5th or 6th seed, and then all you got to do is just basically go 500 the rest of the way, and you're in the playoffs. So not yet, but it's close. It's getting there. It's getting there. Everyone on the Kings is a wing. We don't really have a chance when we're messing around yet. Russ doesn't care about winning. I disagree. Russ cares about winning. He might not be as as obsessed as like LeBron or something like that, but you don't become that great unless you have an obsession with winning, or care about winning. Oh, that's the J. Get Turner or get Boyan. AD is going to be out for the season. He's not going to be out for the season. Can't trade those picks now. We've lost too much ground. Not really. We're still only 3.5 games out of a play-in spot, and we're 3.5 games out of a playoff spot. It's not that much ground. And also to our defense, because I give the benefit of the doubt, we did have 5 shots in the past 4 minutes that literally went in and came out. Yeah, that's very true. Winning should be a power forward, not a center. Agreed. Well, at least we saw a glimpse of Christie's potential. Christie's nice, man. He's looked really good. I'm really excited for his future. He's been one of the bright spots. Should we even bring AD back at this point? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you're not that far. You're not that far out. If we wasn't gonna sign anyone, why cut Matt Ryan? I get it. He can't play defense, but damn, we ain't playing no defense in the past week or more. I mean, they didn't have to cut him out immediately. It was to save money. They want the roster spot for the buyout market. If they kept him still, his contract would have been guaranteed. So that's why. Yeah, it really did. It hurt. I think tank at this point so Pelicans can get Vic. I don't know about all that. Lakers Nation needs to accept this season as a throwaway year. Going to be facing a rebuild after this season. We know Jeannie ain't moving those first. I mean, maybe. I mean, like I said, only time will tell. I don't like to jump to conclusions. I know a lot of people feel like this is going to happen or that is going to happen. I just, I don't believe you should say like just face it. Just, you know what I mean? Like this time last week, we were all in this live stream talking about how we're only a game out of the playoffs. Like, see, we could turn the season around. Like, you gotta ride the highs with the highs and the lows with the lows. You gotta remain cool headed. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. You know what I mean? Like, let's wait and see. You know, like I do I know what's gonna happen? No, I don't. You know, but I don't want to assume that the Lakers are gonna do nothing. You know, I don't want to assume the Lakers are gonna make a trade. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, yeah, no, the Lakers are definitely doing something, because if they don't, now I just look silly. Like, you know, I like to let things play out. We don't have all the information. We're not in the front office. We're not on the phone calls. You know, we don't know. For all we know, Rob Pelinka could have a deal done in the morning. You know, like we don't know. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what the asking prices are. We don't know how many teams are in these discussions. All we're going off of is reports that the janitor could have told, you know, Woj or whatever, right? Like we don't know the situation. So got to let things unfold. I know it's hard to get caught up in the emotion and the frustration of it all and all that stuff. I mean, I do the same thing. You know, I'm upset. I'm just like, man, like, no, blow it up, like, you know. But you gotta let cooler heads prevail. It works with shooting and high IQ role players. Herder and Barnes stepped up. They stepped up huge, huge. Herder was such a nice pickup for them. Like as it stands, which is like my mother channel. If it wasn't for that channel, I wouldn't even have this channel. I made a video before the season began where I was like, the Kings, I think, are going to be like one of the best teams in the West. Like I was like, I think that they make the playoffs. I think they're going to be really good, really fun to watch. I was like, it was a great pickup. And like that video aged beautifully, like beautifully. And I had people in the comments like, "Oh, it's the kid." And I was like, "I'm telling you, they made some solid moves, and they're young. They're gonna be good for a long time." We needed Schroeder and Bryant to match yet. AD won't be back. He is kind of a front runner. He's supposed to be back. I mean, we got an update earlier today that the injuries or the pain is completely dissipated. It feels like Pelinka is punishing Braun for all the dumb decisions, but it shouldn't be at the expense of us, the fans. Again, I don't. We don't know that is the thing. I mean, yes, it does. It feels. Does it feel like it's like it sucks? Yeah, of course. But like we don't. Like I said, we don't know. You know, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's getting done, what's not. You know, like we just got to kind of wait. Like let's wait for the end result and then judge it accordingly. You know, if they don't do anything, okay, well then let's judge that accordingly. If they do something, well, what is that? What was that something? You know, Tyler, Laker fans accept Thomas Bryant to be like AD. Thomas gets cooked a lot. AD is an elite defender that can give you 30, 40, and 50. AD is suspended. Yeah, AD is a rare generational type guy. If he could only stay healthy. Early foul trouble in the fourth made that game. Yeah, that was rough. Holmes is a good center. Sabonis being out didn't mean it was an easy W. Yeah. Holmes is he's very solid, and he's been very solid from all season. 80 is hurt. What do you mean again? Yeah. Is there any way we missed the play-in tournament, Tyler? I mean, is there? Yes, of course. Do I think we do? No. I think we at least make the play-in. But yeah, could we not? Yeah. Hurt bad. Fox flying through 5 people while tweaking the ankle and still making the shot play before it was what got me. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. Who cares about the play-in? I mean, we should, because the Lakers get into the play-in, that means they have a chance to get into the playoffs. And if they get into the playoffs, who knows what happens? Anything can happen when you get to the playoffs. We've seen stranger things in the playoffs. I'm not asking TB to be a lockdown defender. I just want a few stops. Rashard Holmes or whatever went out there and dropped 15 double-double. Rashard, if I'm not mistaken, Rashard Holmes is like the last 3 seasons is like one of the league leaders in like double-doubles off the bench, like as far as like backup centers. He's better than people think. We are getting obliterated by Memphis. Let's not even start with that W. We probably are, most likely. But, hey, there's been several games where that was what we thought was going to happen, and it didn't. Ham had Max on Fox again. I don't get it. I don't get that either. Well, they did keep switching him, but we don't feed the hot hand like Nunn was cooking from 3 tonight. But Braun is out. I love Max, but come on, yeah. Step back threes, I'm over it. But what else can you do if nobody's moving? Yeah, gotta have movement. There is no excuse by now. Ham should know his defensive lineup, shooting lineup, and closing lineups, but situational substitution are that assistant coach whose head coach was ejected. Yeah, but the problem is we don't have those guys. I'm sure our closing lineup would probably be something like Lonnie Walker, who's out, Austin Reeves, who's out, Anthony Davis, who's out, LeBron James, and maybe like Dennis Schroeder or Russ. Like, so you're talking 3 out of the 5 guys that fit that defensive lineup. So you're talking your 3 best defenders are out, your 3 best shooters are out, and your 3 best closers are out. Like that's what it is. Darren Fox with JTA on an island. I saw the result before it happened. Yeah. Oh no, that was I was like, oh. Jeannie pretty much on her way to gifting the Pels Vic this summer. I don't think they'll land Vic, but they're gonna definitely at this rate, they're definitely gonna get a good pick. All of our starters besides Braun would be bench guys on a playoff team. Facts. Without a doubt. What happened to the high pick and roll we played the last 2 games? I don't know. I don't know why they went away from that. And especially like the LeBron AD pick and roll. I don't know why they haven't done that either. Facts, we did JTA Fox, foul Fox. Just defend the shot. If he makes it, he makes it. Yeah. I'm with you. And Peep K Nunn got fouled on that last 3-point shot. Should have been a 4-point play. I actually agree with that too. But the way that they've been not calling stuff for the Lakers, you knew that they weren't going to call that. Also, didn't understand Russ's angle on the help defense. Reminded me of last season against the Clippers when Reggie Jackson slipped through the Russ and Reeves for the bucket. Yeah, it's a good comparison. The lineup that got us the lead, Russ, Nunn, Max, JTA, and Winning, never got to see the court together again after that huge run. I don't understand the thought process. Yeah, probably try to get, LeBron and try to get LeBron back in the game and stuff is what that was. It's rough, but what are you gonna do? Sorry, give me a second. I had to block here's pictures of my sister or whatever, whatever that was trying to say. No, don't do that. Lakers could at least get someone on a 10-day contract. I don't know why they haven't either. Look, they must have not had good workouts. I mean, Darvin. I even made a video about the update. And Darvin Ham, the way he said it was like, "Yeah, these guys are bums." Like they had a bad way. It was just like, "Oh yeah, they were good, they were okay, but that's not really our priority right now. Our priority is trying to it was like I don't want to say these guys are trash, but I'm going to say that they're trash, but I'm going to, insinuate that they're trash." It's kind of how it felt. Would you rather have Pat Bev or THT? That was a crap trade, in my opinion. I still don't think it was. Like, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it was a bad trade, But no, I mean, because it did multiple things. One, it freed up an extra $13 million in cap space, which we would only have $17 million in cap space if it wasn't for that trade this offseason. So it freed up cap space. It freed up a roster spot. Pat Bev was really good last year, and he had like one of the highest net win shares in the league. He was also top 5. And Anthony Davis was number 2 behind Giannis, and Pat Bev was number 4, if I'm not mistaken, in defensive rating as like the closest defender. Like, Pat Bev was a great pickup at the time. In hindsight, it turned out to be a bad move, but you don't know that. You don't know until you actually get it. I mean, we could go trade for Bojan Bogdanovic, and right now he's shooting 50, 40, 90. He could come to the Lakers and drop down to 30% three. We've seen it. You can't really control. It was a good trade. Even all else fails, we cleared $13 million in cap space, and now we can actually go get a piece or two rather than like getting like a mid-role player. Fox is borderline superstar, all NBA player now. He's had a really good year. I was never really high on Fox. Like, I was very I don't think the Kings really win anything with him, blah, 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 blah. But he's He's made me eat my words. Pat Bev is playing better than THT right now. Yeah, he is. KB Nunn had, and now something else that I didn't mention too is Pat Bev also is a larger contract, which gets you a better return if you trade him. KB Nunn had like 4 fouls. He's a defensive liability. That's probably why he didn't see the floor. Yeah, that could be a real reason also. Lakers really need to figure out how to win games every time he goes down 20-25 is bad. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Fox just needed a strong team around him and better head coach. Yeah, he's really thriving. Yeah, he is. He's a real one. There's only one Laker fan that was happy making that half court shot. Dude, that's happened like 7, 8 times, something like crazy like that. Like every time I watch a Laker game, I feel like the person's made it. Like it's crazy. And I've watched every Laker game this year. Fox and the Kings are third in the West right now. Yeah, they are. They're a solid team. They're really good. Has 8 per THT 11.8 ready for the numbers next. It's just disappointing when we're winning in whole game and then lose the lead. It's so annoying. Agreed. Can't close out, and it's frustrating. Very frustrating. DHT better in every category, especially defensive rating facts. Do you think they're just using this season to develop the role players? We don't have any role players, though, which is the problem. Like, I mean, are they working out some of the young guys? Possibly. But, yeah, like Bale said, what role players? That's the problem. Bro, THT barely plays. Have you watched the Jazz game? That's an excellent point. I was going to say that, but I was like, I'll just leave it. I do like that Nunn is starting to become an offensive force more consistently. Yeah. He's starting to get back in the swing of things. If anything, hopefully it just raises his trade value. I still think they need to trade him. Or coming in home, yeah. Agreed. We have no home court advantage at all. We're just not a very good team right now. We're missing Reeves right now. Facts. Bro, this a lot of wear and tear on LeBron. I agree. That's a real concern for me. Better at home, but we stink at home. Yeah, we're not very good at home. K9 should have got that foul. Agreed. Anybody else would have got that, but it's just the way that they've been reffing us. It's been terrible. We bad at home because half our team shouldn't even be starting. Yeah, playmaking. Yeah, agreed. I wish Nunn got that foul call. Knowing our luck, he would have probably missed the free throw. Probably. It's probably exactly what happened. It's probably exactly how it would have gone, which sucks. At this point, I'd rather watch LeBron play with his son, and the Lakers are horrible, man. Damn, can't even close easy games. Yeah, it's been rough. We've lost so many close games. So the goal is to be the 10 seed, essentially. The fact that OKC, Timberwolves, and Jazz playing better than the Lakers, yeah. Everyone's playing better than the Lakers right now, unfortunately. I like when y'all name these players better. When you name these teams playing better as if they don't have better players yet. Absolutely. Love Stream East, but is annoying when you get wrong broadcasters. Yeah. The Kings are 8th best team in the league, so have to keep it real. Yeah. Agreed. Lakers are 7th worst team in the league. They are. They're not very good at all. I thought I heard him say the Kings are always healthy except recently, but said they were healthy today. Yeah. The Kings commentator was on Russ's narrative art. Yeah. Seriously. Sorry. There we go. I never listened to the games, only watched. That's fair. Lakers got a none, so run away from the bank. Lakers got a none. See, now that song's playing in my head. Thanks, Blucka. But they better than the Kings. I like the Lakers TV announcers. Yeah. If you liked it, then you should have put a thumb on it. That's right. Thank you so much, Blucka. Yes, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Take a second. I'd really appreciate it if you just take a quick second, hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I'm sure that there are a couple of you that aren't subscribed. So take a second, hit that subscribe button. 17 consecutive missed games, shaking my head. Yeah, and that's rough. I mean, if we win half of those, we're over 500. What's the plan for AD's return? Well, he's starting to ramp up the workouts and stuff. Supposedly all the pain is gone. He has no pain. And he'll probably be back like the last week of January or the first week of February. Cam Reddish is too perfect. Knicks will want 2 firsts for him. No, they want 2 seconds. What they're asking is already out there. Not gonna lie, Tyler, I'm gonna need AD to come back next game. I can't deal with this fax. Seriously, we need it bad. We need it. We'll be lost. Sorry, guys. I hope not. Maybe. Let's just beat the Clippers at least once. Yeah. Well, hey, LeBron scored 40 points against every team in the league now except for the Clippers. So I expect Bron to go get a 40 piece. Clippers are struggling really bad too right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we beat the Clippers. What else? We get in the Grizzlies. This team will respond. Thing is, next season not looking much better. It's not. Currently we're even in a bad spot for the next several seasons. I don't know if I can take these games anymore. I have watched every game, all 40 plus. I might need to just watch all in the fourth quarter or wait until we start a win streak. My heart can't handle it. I'm with you. I feel it, Tyler. I'm with you. I'm telling you, if Brian don't get us 18-12, we're going to lose to Grizzlies. Yeah, probably. Max should drive the hole hard more often. He's explosive when he wants to be. He is. I just think he's a rookie and doesn't want to mess it up. I think that's all it is. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Simple as that. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. These King commentators were so biased, talking a lot of trash, but I guess since it's the Kings, it's all right. They have never for a better part. Yeah. They haven't been very good for a very long time. OKC playing well. Clippers won't be this bad that long. Booker coming back at some point. Golden State will be better. Yeah, I agree. I would not bring AD back. He'll be hurt like KD did. I hope not. You got to at least try to. You got to at least try. You know what I mean? Hit that like button for my man. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously. Yeah, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I'd really appreciate you. We'll be okay just venting for all these close losses. Look, I'm with you. I get it. It is extremely frustrating. There's just not a good trade. No one wants the Lakers to be better. No team wants to be the team that makes the Lakers great. You know what I mean? Like, no team wants to be that. No team wants to be the team that, like, all of a sudden Lakers are a contender and then they're dying. Yeah. If we had Kyrie, we definitely would have destroyed the Kings. If we had Kyrie, we'd probably be one of the best teams in the league right now. There 46 games left. We'll have AD for probably 25 of them. I hope more than that, but it's very possible. I'd love to get Kyrie next year. Maybe we should wait. Problem is, I don't know. Like, you can't really rely on that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really rely on getting it Kyrie. Like, if he comes, great. But, like, if you don't, it's kind of like the Kawhi situation all over again. And what happens with the Nets? Like, if the Nets come close this season, I think that he might stick around. Like, I don't know. I'd love Kyrie. I would. I'd absolutely love Kyrie, but it's really tough. And is he going to take the discount? Because we'd only have $30 million to offer him. So, like, would he be willing to take that? It's rough. There are only 37 games left. Bron and Russ need to bring home the Grizzlies game. Agreed. Got to get some W's. Let's see. A report just came out that the Nets are offering Kyrie a 2 to 3 year extension this offseason. Winning really fixes everything. Extension, damn autocorrect. Yeah, I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. I really will. I'll believe it when I see it. But it wouldn't surprise me. I think because why not give him the extension now? get it over with. I think it's because they want to see how does the season play out. I think there's a lot that's going to go into that, but we'll see. Bro, you were such a sport answering all these chats on a lost props. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I love it. I love it's our therapy. It's frustrating. Don't get me wrong. And I've mentioned this before. You know how hard it is to go from like screaming at the TV, all pissed off, like to like having to be semi-professional on camera for the world to see. It's rough. It's tough, man. I'm telling you, it's tough. But I appreciate it. I really do. I enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy it. I really do. Tyler is a diehard. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am. I love it. I enjoy it. I'm blessed. I mean, how many people are in this position? I do. I'm very thankful. It's just it's rough sometimes because all I want to do is just like 80 grew like 10 inches in a year in high school, which explains why he's always gets hurt. And for some reason, people grow fast. They become fragile. Yeah, because all that weight that all of a sudden just gets stuck on you. Have y'all seen our next 10 games? The Clippers struggling, but Kawhi and PG will play the one against us. Absolutely. Of course they will. Y'all, I'm still taking us in a win over the Grizzlies. I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that ends up happening. The Lakers and Grizzlies is national televised, right? I believe so. It should be. LeBron going to show up against the Grizzlies. Hopefully he doesn't say it. I agree. I hope he doesn't either. But anyway, it got to the end of the chat. So I'm going to start heading on out of here. And then we will pick back up for the next game. All right, let me get these last ones. Pray AD comes back in good form and rip 10 out straight wins. I'm with you, Pale. I hope so. The longer a team is on a winning streak, the more likely they'll drop one to a bad team. Exactly. That's usually like, the trap games, the games that set up. But anyway, again, thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my other channels in the As It Stands network. I have As It Stands, and then I have AIS, the Lakers show. I know a lot of you were in that live stream earlier, which I really appreciate it. So yeah, subscribe to the As It Stands network. I appreciate you all very much. You guys are very awesome. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. It really does help me and get this out for future. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.